Good morning, beloveds. I trust that you are all well. Now, the word that the Holy Spirit has laid in my spirit this morning to share with you is the covenant keeping God. We talk about God as the covenant keeping God, but what does that really mean? Now, the Holy Spirit has just laid it in my spirit to unpack it this morning. Now, when you talk about a covenant is a permanent agreement. It is a permanent agreement between God and man. A covenant is a permanent agreement between God and man. No matter what, God keeps his covenant, and his covenant, meaning his agreement with you, his promises to you stand. Now, the moment you gave your life to Christ, you entered into a covenant with him for your life. Now, in Exodus 2, verse 24, it says that God heard their groanings. He heard the groanings of the Israelites, and he remembered the covenant that he had with Abraham and with Isaac. God heard their groanings and he remembered the covenant, because the covenant is a permanent agreement between God and man. And because in his covenant with Abraham, he said that I will bless you and your descendants. Because they fall under the covenant, because the Israelites are part of the covenant, when they started to groan, God remembered the covenant that he had with Abraham. The power of the covenant. He is a covenant keeping God. In Genesis 9, he made a covenant with Noah that he will no longer destroy the whole world through a flood. And God kept his word. He kept his word. He is a covenant keeping God. People may change their minds. Contracts may end. But one thing that remains is the covenant that you have with God. Because it is a permanent agreement. In Psalm 119 verse 50, it says, my comfort in my suffering is that your promise preserves my life. My comfort in my suffering is that your promise, meaning your covenant, meaning the covenant that I have with you, the permanent agreement that I have with you, preserves my life. He is a covenant keeping God. So I just wanted to encourage you this morning. I just wanted to remind you this morning that God will never go back on his word, because the covenant that he has with you is a permanent agreement, and God watches over his word to perform. So keep on trusting God. Keep on reminding him of the covenant that you have with him, because that covenant has power. That covenant speaks protection. That covenant speaks provision. He is a covenant keeping God. God bless you. I hope this teaching has blessed you. God bless you, beloved.